welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. If you remember a few videos back, I also mentioned it in the last video, I made this tray using the Polar Pals washi tape from the washi tape shop. I got the most beautiful result on the background of this tray, and I have been trying to recreate this ever since. And you would have seen in the last video, I also tried to recreate it, but I didn't quite master the cells that I got from this result. So I really did want to keep trying. I'm not going to try this in every single video for the rest of my life on YouTube, but this is the last time I'm going to try it. Now I am using the large bauble mould from Moulds and Shapes. All of the details will be down below. I've got my Let's Resin mixing cup that is currently mixing my resin while I can kind of sit back, relax, not have to mix my resin and get everything I need ready. So I'm using 3 different colours. Again, I'm going for the same colours. Now, like I said, I'm not going to just keep repeating in every single video doing exactly the same thing, but I did want to give one more go on this. This time I'm using the charcoal grey, the ice blue and the pearl white. I think in the last video I used the silver, I think. So I'm going to be using the charcoal grey. I'm also adding in some of this super sparkle white into each and every one, and that is exactly what I did in the polar bear video as well. So this is what it looks like. There are multiple friends that I've got here on YouTube that have left a lot of comments suggesting where we can get this, because this company is no longer in business, which is absolutely tragic. Here we are. So I've mixed up my resin. Now, when I use the resin mixing machine from Let's Resin, it does the majority of the work, but once it's finished after 5 minutes, you do have to go in and you still have to stir it by hand, because of course that blade is not scraping the edges and it's not scraping the bottom of the cup. So you do then have to continue. You have to go in by hand and scrape all the edges of the cup for another couple of minutes, just making sure that you get all of those component part A, B fully mixed. Again, I don't necessarily like repeating videos, you know, doing the same exact thing in every single video. However, I was so eager to try and recreate this result. I just felt like I needed to. So in the first cup, the ice blue and the charcoal grey. In the second cup is the ice blue, and in the third cup is the pearl white. Now these mica powders are from Arteza. I have had them for 5 years. They're still good. But if you've got any colours similar to these, they will absolutely work. You do not need to go out and buy Arteza powders. As long as you're happy with whatever colours you're using, hopefully the results will be the same. This is what it is looking like with the blue and a little bit of that charcoal grey mixed in. Honestly, my favourite colour. It's like a moody blue, like a dark, moody, grey blue. And into that cup, I am adding quite a nice, kind of generous heap of the Super Sparkle White. Again, if you don't have Super Sparkle White, you could use a real fine glitter dust, anything that is like dusty. The Super Sparkle White is not a mica powder. It is not. It is a completely standalone shimmer. It doesn't mix in like you would expect a mica powder to do it. Now I am also using in this video some of the silver diamonds. So this is almost like a fine crushed mirror glass, and I got these from Yvonne over on Resin Supplies Den on Facebook. I don't know where else you can get these, because I know that Resin Supplies Den don't usually ship abroad. But yeah, if anyone knows where you can get this kind of crushed glass, then please leave a comment in the comment section and we can help everyone out to find these products everywhere. So yeah, I'm just pouring the diamond glitter into the tops of the baubles just to give them that super sparkle. Now again, we're going for a random pour. So this is messy, this does get messy, but just making sure that you clean up the edges in between, so between finishing and allowing it to cure. So the resin I'm using in today's video, I forgot to mention, is the Let's Resin resin. It's very different to the Apex from Just For You online. The Apex is quite low, the viscosity is completely different. the apex being quite watery once you heat it up, and the Let's resin being a lot thicker. It's like a thick gloopy resin. But again, I often heat my resin in a hot bath before I use them, and that definitely helps with the flow, but I would still say the Let's resin is thicker still than the Apex resin, and I didn't know whether I would get a completely different result using this. So you've seen what I've done. I've made a complete hot mess, but trust the process, guys. Trust the process. If you saw the last video, you'll know trusting the process is okay. I just finished it off with pouring the rest of the clear resin in and over. Now I used my gloved hand to wipe around the edges of it and then scoop the resin back into the mould or into the baubles, whichever one came first, to make sure that those edges are completely clear. Now, I didn't have enough resin to fill the baubles up this time, so I thought, let's do something completely different and add a lot of clear. So in that polar bear video, you'll know that just at the end, I just used the dregs, like the literal dregs from the cup of the clear resin, and I just poured it down on top. And I contributed that. I actually attributed that. Is that the right word, guys? Oh my gosh, help me out. I figured that was the reason I got the beautiful celled result. However, I did the same in the last video. I just added the dregs and I didn't get that result. So I figured, do you know what? Let's go to town. Let's add a ton of clear and fill these baubles up to the point of being domed, and just keeping all things crossed, because from the back they were looking promising. So promising. I thought these are gonna be the most beautiful moody blues, that gorgeous winter blizzard that I'm really craving and looking for this year. And oh my goodness me, I don't know. I don't know what happened. It was like, I think the Super Sparkle White took over for sure. Like, for me, you can still see some mood in there. You can still see some darker skies, some lighter skies coming through, and it definitely looks like a stormy, cloudy sky. But yeah, it's gone the opposite. It's gone the complete opposite. I don't know if I've added too much clear. I think at this point I might have done. So you can definitely see some contrast between the colours, but nothing like what I wanted. The Super Sparkle White has completely and utterly taken over the surface of these baubles. There's, again, they're not disappointing, they're not ugly, they're still gorgeously sparkly and stunning and all of the pretty. And that diamond glitter at the top, oh my goodness, I love it. I absolutely love it. They're just, look, when you hold them at a certain angle, you're not even seeing any other colours apart from pale blue. So yeah, I was really intrigued as to what went on here, but this is the plan for these. Now, a couple of Christmases ago, this was me getting so frustrated because I dropped it and didn't centre it properly, but again, it's all beautiful, it all works out. A couple of years ago, I did some baubles with this vinyl on the front, and I thought, because these do look icy blue, they don't have all the moody colours, but they do look icy blue, and they look super sparkly, and it would work again with these baubles. Luckily, I already had the file saved on my Cricut to fit these baubles, so it was a real easy, just go into my Cricut design space and cut out some more because they were the right size. Could have centered this one a little bit better, but look at the silver diamonds. I mean, they're just beautiful, and I just felt like this, baby, it's cold outside, kind of a creepy song if you really listen to the lyrics, but anyway, we're gonna roll with it. Yeah, I figured the colour just lent itself to them. Now we're doing something crazy guys, come on. Claire, define crazy, really. We're doing something I've never done before on my channel, and that is we are going hunky chunky deep baubles. We're actually sticking 2 of these moulds and shapes baubles together to create a really hunky chunky, gorgeous, luxurious feeling bauble. So both of those sides, I'm making sure that I've got the beautiful side on the outside, so they're going back to back. I'm sticking them back to back. It worked a dream. This is that super strong super glue, guys, that I've been sharing with you all recently because Moray over at Lothian Woodworks shared it with me, and I'm telling you, you could stick your life back together with this super glue. It is so strong, it's insane. I decided, let's stick 2 baubles back to back. We'll get this gorgeous, luxurious brand kind of feel. And then I will add a little bit of the super glue to the very tippity top of the bauble. This is the activator pen. So if you're brand new here, this is a super glue that has an activator with it, which allows the glue to set within seconds of applying it. A little dab of the glue, using a micro brush to just spread that glue out a bit, and then attaching my white ribbon just in the top. And this white ribbon is then going to come around all of the edge of both of those baubles, so you're not going to see you'll feel the join is there, you'll still kind of know it's there, but it's going to disguise those edges and just give the end result of a bit of a luxurious feeling bauble. I'm just using a cotton bud to fully lay it down and spread it out. Now I'm not putting glue all the way around the edge because that super glue will show through, and like any glue, it would actually show through and discolor the ribbon. I'm simply wrapping the ribbon around the bauble, around both edges, and then I'm gonna cut it down to size and then glue it at the top as well. So it's almost like, I guess, well, what is it like, Claire? It's like a ribbon wrapped around 2 baubles. I was gonna say it's almost like what am I looking for? Like a bracket. It's like a bracket, like holding things together, like a brace holding 2 pieces of material together, and it just finished them off so nicely. Again, a little bit of that activator followed by a little bit of glue. Don't want too much glue because a little bit goes a long way. Teeny tiny dab here, and just setting that ribbon down, holding it in place for all of 2 seconds while it does its thing. And honestly, guys, I absolutely love these results. Now, I'll be honest, this was a very last minute decision. I thought, well, instead of making 6 baubles, yes, my ribbon is a bit wonky there, but instead of making 6 baubles, all saying exactly the same thing, why don't I make them extra bougie, extra luxurious, stick 2 together, because I've never done that before, and they're not overly heavy, they're not overly heavy. They would still sit really quite happily on a tree and dangle, and then if your bauble spins around, which so often baubles do, you're getting the beautiful on both sides. So I've put exactly the same slogan on both sides of the bauble. Of course, you don't have to do that. You could put different things on each side. And I'm going to finish them off with exactly the same white ribbon, which is going to tie them all in together. And yeah, I absolutely love the results of these, even though I wasn't happy with not being able to achieve that celled look again. I'm not angry about it because the end result is still gorgeous and still sparkly and luxurious and beautiful and all of the words. So again, I'm just finishing them off with white ribbon, and I'm going to cut the snake tongue. Does anyone get confused on the snake tongue? Does anyone fold the ribbon and then sometimes you'll cut it and you've cut it the wrong way, so you just get a pointed bit at the end of the ribbon, and then my brain is like, right, which way around do I have to cut the ribbon in order to get those 2 gorgeous pieces at the end? But anyway, we got there in the end. This is what it is looking like. I think it looks absolutely just beautifully luxurious. It feels luxurious too. It feels so rich in my hands. Now, I do have this silver mesh ribbon. I think I used this in the last video. I have this as well. You could add this over the top, but it wasn't working for me. I think the white made everything pop. This is what they are looking like. I absolutely love them now that they've got the vinyl on there. The way the resin turned out totally works with this, because if this was really multi-celled, it might have been too much visually to have the vinyl on there as well. So I don't know, guys, sometimes I just think the universe has a plan And we all know that resin has its own plan. You cannot tell resin what to do. Yeah, I absolutely love them. Now that the vinyl is on, I realise that it's a good thing I didn't get those sold results, because I just think it would have just been so like visually blurry. It would have been too much. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the colour scheme, and also let me know what you think about gluing two of these baubles together to create this absolutely luxurious feeling chunky hunk of a beautiful gorgeousness of a bauble. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all feel inspired by at least one or two things in this video, and thank you so much if you've stayed all the way to the end. Please hit that subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the thumbs up. The thumbs up, guys, is the most important and significant way that anybody can grow on YouTube. So hitting that thumbs up before you do anything else would really mean a lot to me. And again, if you've been in the live chat, I appreciate you spending time with me as well. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.